Hey gang, it's your GM Drakeen with another homebrew. Today we're going to be talking about red dragons, specifically adult red dragons. Now, this is obviously the signature uh, monster for Dungeons and Dragons, so it's got a big history all the way back to first edition. Red dragons also evoke recent images like, you know, the dragons in Game of Thrones that lit entire armies on fire, lit the cities on fire. They're extremely aggressive, extremely dangerous, and we're going to talk about the new Monster Manual 24, the changes that are made to there, where they've come from, and where they're going, and some minor changes I made to sort of embody who they are, where they come from, and kind of the feel I'd like to evoke when players encounter an adult red dragon. So, um, adult red dragons, very, very aggressive, tyrant kind of creatures. Um, and this is the basic stat block for an adult red dragon from 5e 2014 Monster Manual. So, you've got all these standard attacks, obviously, and then things we've become familiar with: bite, claw, tail, frightful presence, fire breath, and then of course your legendary actions. Um, you've got a wing attack, you've got tail attack, you've got perception checks, and the biggest thing I think I've seen DMs do for this is because adult dragons are huge. I've seen them change these reach. A huge creature probably has longer than a 5 foot reach with its claw. So I've seen that change to 10 feet. I've seen the bite change to 15 feet for most dragons, and I've seen this tail attack change to 20 feet. And it's just a bigger creature has a bigger reach. It's just that simple. Um, so let's get into the new version. So the new version is very, I feel like it's Cliff Notes Dragon. um, there is no claw, there's no bite, there's no tail attack. Um, they have something called Rend, so I think they were going for a more generic name. I wasn't on the planning committee for this, so I'm guessing they wanted something a more generic name. This could be claw, this could be bite, right? It does slashing and fire damage. So you've also got a spell casting ability they can replace with one of these attacks. Um, and the breath weapon is actually based, this DC is based on their con. So their con modifier is 7 plus 6, which is their proficiency mode, is 13, plus, 8 gives you this 21 here. And then spellcasting DC is 20 because they have a plus 6 to their modifier. These are the few of the spells. There's only 4, and I assume these are at the lowest level casting because this is the only one that specifies that it's a level 2 version of command. You don't see frightful presence, you don't see a tail attack, you don't see, claw bite anymore. It's just rend. And then, of course, legendary action, they've changed it slightly that you can cast command, you can cast Scorching Ray, or you can move up half your speed and make a rend attack. That's it. It's pretty simple. So, um, for me, I wanted to sort of embody that vision I think people have of dragons moving quickly and attacking. So all these changes are sort of along those lines. I feel like they're subtle changes, but they're significant. Let me know what you guys think. Um, so the lower saving throws, I felt like there was some room to possibly mess with these ability scores a little bit. So uh, let's look at what I started to do to this thing. So first thing I did was um, I made the dexterity 14. I felt like that was unreasonable. Um, Same with the wisdom. So, you know, that doesn't change that much. I think their saves become +8 for Dex and +8 for wisdom. Um, Changes their AC a little bit to 21. Um, and it changes their initiative bonus to 14. Okay. Um, I feel like that's somewhat subtle but significant. Again, and most of these changes are that we're going to look at today that I feel like I made. Let me know what you guys think. Um, but they lost some of their save down here. They used to have bigger con saves, bigger charisma saves. Um, I don't know why they were lowered. I don't. I wasn't. I didn't create this, so I'm just going on what has been done and what they're doing now. Next thing I changed is added a few spells. These are all fire spells. They seem to like fire spells, so I gave them a few more. Again, our Scorcher is a line of fire, 30-foot range. It's second level, similar to Scorching Ray. So I feel like I wanted to give them a choice between either casting Scorching Ray or Ganagazar's Scorcher. So, they'd have two choices instead of one for a second level spell. I wanted to give them a reaction spell, so I gave them Hellish Rebuke, which is cast at first level. And this is more for flavor. I mean, a first level Hellish Rebuke isn't going to do a lot of damage, obviously, but I kind of wanted that feel. Um, and then a Charlatan's Stride is a bonus action concentration spell that just increases their speed and does a little bit of fire damage when they fly close to people, I believe. So there's that. And then I sort of wanted to incorporate these into the legendary actions. And one thing that was missing, of course, from this, that was in the 2014 version, was Frightful Presence. So I kind of brought that back here, and I allow them to either cast Command or use their Frightful Presence. Okay. Frightful Presence you don't necessarily see, and the Frightful Presence I use, um, it says if you make your save, you get immunity. I changed that to you get advantage. So I still wanted to have the feeling of fighting something frightening. Um, I don't know why. I'm not really big on the whole immunity thing from 2014. Like, why would you just grant someone immunity from something terrifying? I don't know. Um, Maybe they'd adjust, so I think that would count for the advantage. And then I wanted to have a choice between that and command, so they have those two choices, or a choice between Scorching Ray again as our Scorcher. All right. And then I think we talked about I wanted to have that whole um, dynamic movement thing that dragons do. They move, they attack, they move. They're always moving. They're always in a new spot. They're always coming at you, even if they're on the ground or in the air. So I changed these legendary actions to add this. So they can move up their half their speed. If they're on the ground, that would be 20 feet. If they're in, that would be 40 feet. And cast one of these spells. Um, that's subtle but significant. And that's just to embody they're always moving. So every time they're legendary act, you're going to see them move somewhere else. And then they're going to move somewhere else. And they're going to move somewhere else. You know? Um, so they're always moving. Um, and I think that's what else did I do with this? Um, so you can see these changes are sort of in line with what's already here. You know, um, there was already ability to move and attack, so I don't feel like it was outrageous to put this here, but that's just my opinion. Uh, let's see what else I got here. Oh, along the lines of the reach conversation, I was talking. So I added, these are from Fizzbands mostly. So Frightful Presence we've already talked about. Flyby is, I think, from Fizzbands. I feel like dragons are superior flyers, so why wouldn't they have that? I don't know. I'm not sure what the argument is for keeping it from them, but I feel like they should have that. Draconic Spellcaster is similar to. Um, I just feel like larger creatures, a 16-foot tall creature would have a longer reach than a 6-foot creature. And I feel like the same thing should apply to their spells. Call me crazy. I feel like if you're bigger, you can cast at a longer range. That your range shouldn't be the same as someone who's, less than half your height. And that's just part of the danger of facing them. As they're bigger, they have bigger stuff. So basically, Draconic Spellcaster doubles the range of all their spells. How does it affect these spells? Command becomes 120 feet. I think Scorching Ray becomes 240 feet. Fireball becomes 300 feet. Base size of a football, again, as our Scorcher was 30 feet. I think it becomes 60. Hellish Rebuke, I think, is 60 or 90. So, and this is a self cast, doesn't affect it. Um, you know, they're all the lowest level spells, so I don't feel like adding that is really game breaking, but yeah, it's subtle. Like I said, subtle but significant. Um, and I don't think it's really going to come up that much. But I felt like because the creature is huge, it should have like a greater range of things. And last but not least, I kind of felt like the whole, you know, losing the wing and tail attack thing. I wanted to sort of pick something to represent that. So I gave them a slam attack. Now this does less damage than the rend attack. It doesn't do fire damage. It only does bludgeoning damage. But I feel like it has a slightly longer reach. So I just feel like, the dragon should be able to go upside your head, you know, and just punch you. If it can't necessarily reach you with its claws, just swipe at you or hit you with its tail. It could reflect. The slam attack could reflect a tail. And then this DC is the highest, I think, of all these DCs. It reflects the dragon's strength. And I like that you know, it has an attack that is sort of reflecting the dragon's very high strength. Um, and like we said, the reach is a little longer than the rend attack. It's reach 10 feet versus 15. So this is kind of the base for my adult red dragon. Those effects. What do you guys think? I feel like I've been talking for a long time. I'm gonna shut up now and end this video. Um, Let me know what you think in the comments. If you can, like the video, and I strongly encourage if you're a DM, look through and personalize your dragons. Um, I felt like I got attached to my name dragon that I created. Um, it's a weird thing how that happens. I remember uh, Mercer referring to his dragon as my dragon, or you guys destroyed my like several times. It's weird how you become sort of like this is my creation kind of thing. But anyway, uh, let me know what you think. All right, thanks for watching. These are my games. Still looking for 3 for Rhyme and 3 for Out of the Abyss. Take care. Be safe. Talk to you later.